warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everybody. How are you? I hope you are fine. Today, inshallah, we are going to, number one, correct some of the mispronounced words in English as we started the last time. And number two, we are going to do some exercise about the vocab of cycle 5. But before we start, I need you to read this riddle and think of the answer. What do you think? Yes, excellent, wonderful. This is the father. So a girl is having lunch with a secretary. The girl is the secretary's daughter, but the secretary is not the girl's mother. So in this case, who is the secretary? Of course, as we know, the secretary can be a man or a woman. So in this case, he is not the girl's mother, so he is the father. So let's start. I need you to read this word. It's excellent. It is interest. Interest. So for example, one of my interests is geophysics. So this is not interest, and the adjective is interesting, and also the other adjective is interesting. So we have interest. This is a noun or a verb, and the adjectives are interesting and interested. Number two. It's excellent. This is idea. Idea. So going out these days is not a good idea. So it is not idea. The next. Yes, thank you. It is archive. So it is not archive. So again, archive. Archive. So the seller is considered as an archive of the writer's unpublished works. Yes, wonderful. It is percent. Percent. So it is not percent, it is percent. So for example, I agree with you 100%. The next. Yes, wonderful. It is comment. Comment. So it is not comment. And whether it's a noun or it's a verb, it is the same pronunciation. It is comment. So after watching this presentation, can you leave a comment? Or after watching this presentation, can you comment? So here we have used it as a verb and at the same time as a noun. Yes, wonderful. It is physically. Physically. So also it is not physically, and it is not chemically, and it is not biologically. So physically, chemically, biologically. So the protesters had to be physically removed from the room. The next. Yes, layer. Layer. So it's delicious when you cover the meat with a layer of cheese. The last word we have today is awesome. Yes, comfortable. Comfortable. So for example, the bed was really comfortable. So repeat after me. Interest. Interest. Idea. Idea. Archive. Archive. Percent. Percent. Comment. Comment. Physically. Physically. Layer. Layer. Comfortable. Comfortable. Let's move to the second section of our presentation today. So I need to read the questions and the answers and choose the right one. Number one. Yes, excellent. It is of. So if we read the sentence together, some parents deprive themselves of many pleasures so that their children can have the best of everything. So can anyone tell me the meaning of deprive? Yes, excellent. It means to prevent someone from taking, receiving, or getting something. So deprive of. Number two. Yes, thank you so much. It is preeminent or preeminent. So the assessment of the prisoner's current level of risk is the preeminent factor in determining whether he or she may be granted parole. So preeminent means most important. So the most important factor. So what about number P, indigenous? It means native. Yes. So, and C, artificial. Yes, it means not natural. And number D, charitable. Of course, this is about helping poor people. The next. Yes, of course, this is crisis. So currently the whole world is witnessing an economic crisis because of COVID-19. So crisis, of course, means dilemma, big problem. So what about number A? Fierce means violent, strong. So number B, conservation. This means protection. And of course, number C, evolution means the scientific idea that plants and animals can develop. So number 4. Oh, terrific. Yes. If you can't dictate your conditions, you should negotiate. So what is the meaning of negotiate? Means to discuss something in order to reach an agreement. So in this sentence, if you can't order people to do the thing or the thing that you want, so in this case you need to have a discussion with them, so you need to negotiate. What about number P? Indoctrinate, and C, declare, and D, advocate. So number P means to persuade or to repeat ideas and beliefs to people in order to make them believe it. And these ideas are usually related to politics or religions. And number C, declare, means to state officially, so to say something in public. And number D, advocate, means to support an idea. And I need you to remember these words because we will come to them inshallah in the next questions. Number 5. Oh yes, we have just said it, so it is advocate. And yes, can you remind us of the meaning of this word? Yes, it means support. So heart disease specialists advocate, so they support the idea. They ask people to have a diet that is low in cholesterol. What about number A? Season, yes, and here it's a verb. It means to add spices like salt, pepper to the food. And manipulate, yes, to make people think and behave in a way that you won't usually by deceiving them or influencing them. And number D, segregate means to separate. The next question. Yes, thank you. As we have just said it, so the objective to the college is strict. So here we have men and women, so they are of different gender, so in this case segregate. So the noun of segregate is segregation, so they refused the segregation between men and women. What about number A, colonialism? So yes, this happens when a powerful country controls a weaker one. And of course number C, yes, it is like disaster. And number D, yes, this is the desire of having more money, more power, more food, and so on. Number 7. I need you to bear in mind that in each sentence there is a keyword that helps you to find the answer. It's excellent. It is none. So why? First of all, we have the word female, and number 2, we have a convent. So a member of a female religious group that lives in a convent, so this is a nun. So what about A, monk? So this is a male and he lives in a monastery. What about number C, saint? Yes, this is a title given to people after the death, and usually those people have been very good or kind. And number D, priest. Yes, this is a member in the Christian church who usually performs duties, prayers, ceremonies, and so on. Number 8. Yes, wonderful. It is revamp. So what is the meaning of this word? First, let's read the sentence. It has become a must to revamp our healthcare system. Here, this word means change, and change into a better thing. So it has become a must. It has become important to change our healthcare system to be much better. And first of all, I need you to note that here we have must and we have a. So in this case, must is used as a noun, so it means a necessity, and it is just like important or very essential. So what about number A, season as a verb? Yes, we said this to add spices to the food. And number B, yes, sue means to make a legal claim against someone because this person or also an organization has harmed you or has caused damage to you. Usually you receive or get money from them. What about number D, shrink? Yes, this means to become smaller in size because of heat, water, and so on. Number 9. Yes, here we have the word insects and small animals. So in this case, yes, this is pesticides. So pesticides are chemical substances that are used to kill insects and other animals that destroy the crops. So what about A, herbicides? Herbicide is just like number C, weed killers, and both of them are substances that are used to kill or to destroy plants. So what about number B, fertilizers. These are chemical substances that help plants grow or to improve the quality of soil. Question number 10. Yes, wonderful. This is awarded. So, what is the meaning of the sentence? Dr. Zwell was awarded the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. And here too many students confuse between awarded and rewarded. So, award is, as a verb, this happens officially. When someone receives something, and usually this is prize or money because they have done something. And reward means to give someone something because they have done something good or because they have helped you. So for example, you are a student and you have helped your classmates or friends with something. So in this case, the teacher reward you. Another example, if someone has helped the police in order to catch a thief or a criminal, so the police reward them, they give something. So of course we can't use won and we can't use also received because the sentence here is passive, and if we would like to use both of them, so the sentence must be active. So Dr. Zwell won or received the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. Number 11. Yes, abhor, yes, it means hate. So in this case, I must use the word racism. So I abhor all forms of racism. I refuse, I hate all kinds of racism, which means the unfair treatment of people because of their gender, because of their color, because of their religion, and so on. 12. That's excellent. This is number C. Floods. So the crisis started with floods that covered 1/3 of the countryside. So floods, of course, and this happens when we have too much water, like what happened about a month ago. So the streets were flooded with water. So the crisis started with floods. Of course, what about A and B? Drought, and number B, draft. Yes, A, drought means a long time when we do not have rain. So just like dry weather. And of course number B, draft, this is called air. And number D, of course, as you know, this happens when the earth moves or shakes. 13. Yes, excellent. This is ancestors. So 12,000 years ago. So here we have the word ago. So in this case, we talk about past, and this sometime with the thing happened some time ago. So in this case, ancestors. So A, of course, grandchildren. So these are the children of our children. And futurists, so those were people that were part of an artistic movement called Futurism, and this started in the early 20th century. And of course, generations, those are the people who usually have the same age or live at the same time. So 12,000 years ago, our ancestors were primitive savages living in caves. 14. Yes, thank you. Yes, you remember now. So I'd like to change this shirt as its piece after its first wash. So in this case, shrank. So after I washed the shirt, it became smaller in size. So in this case, I need to change it. So what about number A? Yes, can you remind us? It's excellent. So this sue means to make a legal claim against someone or an organization because they have harmed you, and you take or you receive money. And of course, protest against just to oppose political situation or ruler or government or whatever. So number 15. Yes, and also number D, I'm sorry, we forgot. Commit, of course, to do. So commit a crime, to do a crime. Yes, yes, thank you. This is A, renown. So renown means fame. So Mo Salah has achieved some renown as a football player. So, and of course, number B, bullets. So this means a piece of metal, usually shot or shot from a gun. And of course, voices, this can't happen. And hip hop, so this is a kind of dance music like rap. So in this case, yes, it is A. 16. Yes, yes, thank you. Yes, this is fierce, and we said that it is strong or violent. So last month, space winds prevented people from going back home. So this is strong wind, stop people from going back home. 17. Yes, yes, it is number D. Yes, so it means and so number D, indoctrinate, and we said that to make people believe an idea or a set of beliefs, and those people do not question. And we said that usually these beliefs are related to religion or politics or whatever. And of course, number A, so we said that conservation, the noun, protection, so this is the verb conserve, and means to protect. And segregate, yes, we said that to separate. And of course, survive, to live after an accident or an air crash or whatever. So some talk show programs try hard to, yes, these programs try hard to persuade people with ideas that are not true. 18. Yes, yes, this is easy. Yes, the Egyptian youth were role models during the January Revolution. Yes, of course. 19. Yes, this newspaper is the space of the Democratic Party. Yes, here, this newspaper just represents the ideas or the beliefs of the Democratic Party. So in this case, this newspaper represents or talks about them. So in this case, this is mouthpiece. So mouthpiece is when a person or a newspaper represents the ideas, the principles, beliefs of a person or an organization. 20. Yes, we have the word bad. So in this case, it's not a good quality. Yes, so this is greed. And we see that it's the desire of having more power, more money, and so on. And of course, the other three are good qualities, so they can be. Okay, question number 21. Yes, excellent. Yes, this is number C, cosmologist. So yes, so he is a scientist who studies the origin of the universe. So what about number A, paleontologist? So this is someone who studies paleontology, the scientific study of fossils. And number B, philanthropist. So this is a good person who usually helps poor people. And of course, number D, anthropologist. So this is a scientist who studies people, their cultures, societies, and so on. 22. Yes, we have just said it. So Bill Gates is a charitable person. So in this case, he is a philanthropist. 23. Yes, of course, the Red Indians were indigenous, and we said that indigenous is native. So what about number A? So a refugee, this is a person who has been forced to leave their country because of wars, because of political reasons, and so on, just like absconders. And number D, invaders. So those are soldiers who enter cities, countries by force in order to take control of it. Okay, question number 24. Yes, excellent. So it is number B, sued, and we said that to make a legal claim against someone or an organization because they have harmed you. So he sued the paper for damages, and damages here, it's a plural word, which means compensation, after they wrongly described him as a terrorist. So what about number A, approach? So this means to move closer to someone or to move towards someone. And number C, yes, praise. So this is to admire someone. And number D, appreciate. So this is a polite way that we use to thank someone. So I appreciate what you have done, so I thank you for what you have done. The last question we have today, inshallah. Yes, excellent. So this is number D, bullet. So the terrorist died by a single bullet, and we said that it's a small piece of metal that you fire from a gun. So what about number A, button? So this is a small object on your shirt or jacket that you fasten it. And number B, bulletin. So this is a news report on TV or radio. And number C, butler. So this is the main male servant in a house. So this is the end of our presentation today. Thank you so much. Inshallah, hope to see you soon.